Today we are joined by Sophie. Yay! I'm gonna make a new channel card for this so that it actually says art with Sophie instead of just plain turtle time. But yeah. So,
Oh.
Sophie, what are we doing today?
So I had a few ideas of like detailed drawings we could do for the pelican wyvern, and one of them would be baby pelican wyverns. And so I've looked up reference images of baby pelicans and can't quite decide if they are adorable or flipping ugly. But
idiots.
Own it, make him ugly, but like little.
They definitely tap into that part of your brain that's like, I must protect it. It's so naked. And
must protect.
So, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Excited.
I think it's hilarious. I've like enacted that reaction with many people in my lifetime.
So cute, must protect.
Being Beth, you're one of them, I think.
Yeah, so cool, must protect. I could be like that sometimes. We also have, as I'm sure you've heard, Casmodius is present today. And Phil finally got his microphone working. Phil, hello.
Hello. Hey.
How is everyone doing today?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
You know how I'm feeling about my music right now, but we discussed that.
The sads.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it. Though. It's fine. Cause I'm feeling more good about it than I should be. Normally I'm very I don't touch music for like another month because I'm in the
when you're in the feels.
Yeah, but like right now, like I want to get back on it, which is interesting. I'm gonna make.
Are you a musician?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did 2 years H&D music, but I also played in a band. We didn't make it. Well, I wrote music for it, and like we never did ever get properly produced, but like I've done a few bits here and there.
That's cool.
I appreciate it, my dude.
I have musical talent of a potato.
Nah, it's like I wouldn't call it talent, to be honest. I didn't like.
I'm gonna just underrate myself here. Don't mind me.
No, it's like I don't I never had the talent. I worked for it, if that makes sense. So like I would say if you picked up an instrument and you put in, you'll get what you put out. To an extent, of course. Sometimes it's like do you want to keep learning? Do you just I in my first year, I think I wasn't willing to learn. But then in 3 years after playing guitar, I started skyrocketing in my knowledge, and then nowadays I peter out. But I'm trying to pick up back in on little new things like scales and shit. I don't I only really used major and pentatonic minor. But now I'm trying to do some gypsy jazz stuff.
That sounds fancy.
It do be. It's a really cool genre of music.
Gypsy jazz.
Gypsy jazz.
Is that politically correct? Yes.
It's a genre. I mean, it's like I can't remember. It's a genre of music. I don't know. Is it PC? I mean, I don't think so.
I don't know. I think they prefer to be called Romani or something.
Yeah.
Roma.
Roma. Yeah.
Roma?
In Dutch we say Roma.
Gotcha.
Okay. No, it's just I'm not sure if what let me see why is it called gypsy jazz. That is is it the swing is gypsy jazz offensive?
Did
gypsy swing. Hot club style jazz. Yeah, it's styled after the Romani guitarist Jean Django Reinhardt, sorry, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Django. I've heard some good stuff. It's pretty spicy. Yeah, it is very offensive. Fuck.
It's hard to parse out, but yeah, I'll always be learning.
Yeah. What would I call? Oh, I'm gonna have to call it hot club style jazz now.
Hot clubs.
Hot club style jazz.
Hot club style jazz. Oh, I did it again. Dang it.
I'm gonna pop it out at some point, by the way, in 30 minutes, I think. don't think there was one song though that was hot club style jazz that I really liked. I just can't remember what it is.
I think I'm not classy enough to listen to jazz.
You know, like I don't actually like jazz.
Really?
I don't normally listen to. Oh no, I lie. My favorite jazz album is the Monsters Inc. soundtrack. Am I right, boys? Hey. But no, I don't normally listen to jazz. It's not my preferred genre.
Meanwhile, I have jazz playing in the background of the stream. Don't mind me.
No, like if it's a bop, it's a bop. That's just the law. You can't fight against the vibes.
The vibes. Whoop.
I've always liked swing because it has the same kind of vibe as jazz, but a little more energy.
Have you ever listened to any electro swing?
Oh yeah,
Electro
Caravan Palace
swing?
and
Muy bien. Yeah.
Interesting.
There's this Overwatch remix I really like. The Victory theme does electro swing, but Musical Ghost has some great electro swing stuff. I tried writing electro swing, and this is one song I got that could fit. But like, I don't. I ain't very chordsy.
Ain't very chordsy, he says.
Yeah. Also, as a riff guy.
I don't know enough about like musical theory to really understand like the unique challenges that would come with trying to write electro swing.
It's like it's to make it swing. It's like the idea is like having it like kind of beat off, but also on at the same time, on the beat and off the beat.
Yeah.
And trying to mix it like to make it work. Because I've got this cool percussion that's very swingy in how it's played. Like playing swing drums, it's like you play loose but also very tight at the same time. It's weird to describe. It's cool. It's the way I describe it anyway. You can't say no to my opinion. It's my opinion.
No, I didn't say no.
No, just in case someone came in like, oh no, that's actually not electro swing. Oh,
okay.
Shit. Just in case. Gotta protect myself.
Got you.
So if I got it right, electro swing is just music that's offbeat.
That's just swing. Electro swing is just you throw a bit of like techno vibes. If you not techno, synthy, make it more synthy. Yeah, which is techno.
Well, it does make me think about a TV show that's played here in Belgium.
Yeah, like old radio style vibes is the way to describe it.
Oh no, there is this TV show. It's called The Idiots, and it's about two people who every episode a famous person here in Belgium comes to them and they ask them 5 questions and they have to figure out the answer of the question just by doing it. And a famous guitarist, I think, he asked the question, is it possible for people who never played music to host a concert? So they went to this jazz festival in Belgium and they wanted to partake in it. So they made up a fake band name and they just started playing jazz on the stage. But it was so bad that people actually started yelling at them to get off the stage.
Oh no!
That's the joke, right? That's the joke in music. If you're playing blues and you just hit one wrong note, oh, you're going into jazz territory there. I'm very biased towards jazz because like music education's tailored a lot towards jazz, and like a lot of like tutors want you to like either learn jazz or like inherit their jazz touches, and I don't like that. It felt very stifling, I'll say. But no, jazz is fun.
I don't know anything about that. I just like to listen to jams.
Like it's like you know what good music sounds like, and that's all you need.
Yeah. Well,
like I know people that don't know.
That's debatable. I did listen to Blood on the Dance Floor when I was younger, so.
I feel attacked.
Do you currently listen to Blood on the Dance Floor, Cass?
No, I don't actually. Okay. But no, like music's music. Like you just like. Good music's good music.
Have you ever listened to Blood on the Dance Floor cast?
I haven't, no.
I
might have. I don't think I have.
You should go
what
do
the
that.
fuck? I just googled them.
Yeah, like that was a vibe, alright.
Let's see. Like I'm listening to a lot of Japanese rock right now. Like I'll be really a vibe.
Yeah.
And I'm riding that shit.
Just try it. I'm trying to think of what's a good song to introduce you to what anything that there is.
I don't know.
There should be one called Ice Cream, or like My Ice Cream or something. Like
My ice cream.
Yeah. Just
okay. I've seen an image. Okay, that like that. Okay, I know what to expect. It started the way I expected it to start as well.
Googling "lick my ice cream" on its own would probably be super dangerous.
I like it.
No, Cass.
I like the instrumentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, if the music, like if the lyrics were a bit more substantial.
If the lyrics were not there at all, you mean?
Okay. The chorus is where it kind of like was like, oh, okay. This is gonna fucking suck. I'm gonna I have an urge to throw it in my work playlist. I like it, but like the chorus isn't.
There's worse ones than that. There's one called "Bitches Get Stitches."
Okay, I assume it's satire though, isn't it? Like,
No. It is not.
You're wrong.
No, that's their style. For those of you who are unsure, before you decide to look for it or look it up, Blood on the Dance Floor is what is known as scene music. So like the "rawr" means I love you in dinosaur. Yeah, like that kind of like. That's what we're working with. Look, okay, my middle school years and early high school were punctuated with lots of sadness. Okay, I was not as into them as some of my friends were, but I did see them in concert 2 or 3 times, I think. And I've personally met both of the guys that were in the band and technically Jeffree Star. So.
What do you mean technically Jeffree Star? Why is it technically?
Well, because he was there at the he was doing the concert with Blood on the Dance Floor, and
Wait, he did music?
So all you met was his clone.
No, so I was standing. It was at a skate park, so the stage was like 1.5 feet above the ground, and so we were standing right at the front of the stage, and the lead singer, his name was Davi. Don't look too much into him because he's gotten in some legal trouble. But he basically, like, my best friend at the time was standing right next to me, and he like leaned over and like sang with my best friend, like sharing microphone. And afterwards, like, he came down and Davi came to my friend Garrett and was like, hey man, like, thanks for hanging out, like, thanks for talking to me. And we took pictures with them, and Jeffree Star was like around, but I don't remember ever actually like speaking to him, but I know that I like saw him standing in front of me, like speaking to someone, or like had a picture with him or something. Like, I don't remember having a conversation with him, but like he was there. Hello, Georgia. Yeah, so I technically have met Jeffree Star. Technically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I was thinking you were gonna say like, oh, it's just like he was on the stage and I was very close to the stage.
No, like afterwards they came and like walked around
you in this crowd.
the place, yeah. But
Then I could have flexed that like I went to see Guns N' Roses and I met them, but no, I didn't actually meet.
oh, I've been to lots of concerts actually. Like I've seen hundreds of artists. Yeah.
I actually don't like gigs.
Really?
No, I'm not big on them.
Yeah, no, I've seen a couple like smaller ones. Like that one was a very small concert. Like I said, it was in like a skate park. There were maybe like 100 or 200 people let in. Like, it was very like kind of last minute. They kind of just like did it, and but my aunt used to work at the Norva. Well, she still works there at the Norva in Virginia, and she also worked at the amphitheater there. So if there were any concerts that I wanted to see, I could use like, hey, for my birthday every year, we would go see the parade because my birthday is in November. So we'd go see like the Christmas parade, and then we would go to a concert afterwards. And then both of my parents were very like into music and music festivals. So like, I saw Reba when we were in Italy. And I saw Willie Nelson and John Fogerty. That was interesting. I saw Duran Duran.
They're my neighbors. Yeah. They're not my neighbors.
I think I've never met any very famous person before.
Yeah, no. I mean, aside from like bands and stuff, like I've met all of the 1975 a couple times. Like I've met Bowling for Soup a couple times. They're very nice. They're very funny.
My parents did though. They have some very cool stories.
I haven't met anyone famous. But 1975, Bowling for Soup. A few times. I've never met anyone famous.
Yeah, I haven't seen the I don't know if I said the 1975. I meant the main. I haven't seen the 1975 in person. Yeah, I wish. I know, actually, that's a lie. I don't wish, because everything that I hear about them in concert is that Matt Healy is an asshole, and like I don't want to ruin my image of him. So like, I don't want it to be true. So I'm just not going to see them.
My parents have met a lot of famous people before, and they have some really cool stories because my parents both used to work in the Hilton Hotel here in the capital of Belgium.
Yeah.
And they were both waiters in the restaurants.
Oh, nice.
So my father once waited President Bush.
Oh.
And various kings and presidents of countries. And my mother, one time the Backstreet Boys were in Belgium.
Hey!
So she worked at the hotel, and they were staying at the hotel.
Yeah.
And the word came out that they were staying there, and there were lines of screaming girls in the streets. People were trying to bribe my mother and asking if they could buy her uniform so they could sneak into the hotel.
Oh my goodness!
And
then made me think of a few things.
What?
That's made me think of a quest.
Yeah, and then she met them.
That's cool.
And I even think my mother once met you too.
Oh, nice.
Because she was doing the catering from the hotel for one of their concerts, and she was asked backstage.
Nice. Wow.
So they have some really cool stories.
Yeah. Georgia said the most. I don't think I've met anyone famous. The most is the ice skater Jane Torville because she lives around here. That's cool though. Yeah. Back when my grandma had an Altima, my aunt had a Jeep. And the Altima had more space in the back, and so she would sometimes run for the people who were at the Norva. So like if they didn't want to ride on their tour bus, like if they wanted to just like go do something really quickly and like didn't want to get attention, they would like sneak them out the back, put them in just like a regular ass car and like drive them somewhere. So So, like, Snoop Dogg has ridden in the back of my grandma's Altima. ZZ Top has been in my grandma's car.
Awesome.
Yeah, there were a couple of pretty cool people that they've done. But she didn't buy anything from our store, though. Wow, what a bitch. But yeah, been to lots of topics, I think. I've been to quite a few like Mayhem Fests and Warp Tours, so that like boosted the numbers quite a bit because those are music festivals. There's a bunch there. I saw on the last Warp Tour that they did, the Road to Warp Tour was like the one before actual Warp Tour, and that was in Alaska because nobody wants to go to Alaska. They want to stay in the lower 48, so like a couple people went. So I got to see Big Fish and Sum 41, and boy have they gotten old. All right. Like Sum 41, that he looks fucking beat up. Right? Like, he is not looking as good as he once did.
Not crispy at all.
No, he's extra crispy. Extra crispy, but like over squish. Like, not doing good. Not doing great there. But it's all 5.
Yeah, there's still people though.
Yeah, I mean he's like they're cool. It's just I wasn't ready for them to not look the way. Yeah, I wasn't ready for them to look like that. But yeah, I saw 5 Finger Death Punch. I was in the pit for that until my sister got scared like a wimp and we had to move to the lawn.
Okay, don't attack me like that again, please. Just because like I don't want to get in the pit too.
We weren't even like in it. We were on the edge. Okay, she could just see them.
Terrifying. It's terrifying, Bethany.
No. We were off to the side. They weren't even close. And she was like, what if they fight us? I was like, they're not gonna. They're literally like 10 feet away. Excuse the shit out of you. Hey, no ma'am, get off.
I just like to sit at gigs.
Yeah, I mean, the amphitheater is very much like the lawn. So that's
I also
fine.
forget like your back's fucked, so I'd imagine like you would need to sit as well.
Yeah, so the lawn is a good place when it's at the amphitheater. And then when we do the Norva, I can usually get pretty lucky, and my aunt will give us VIP badges so that I can go up to the top floor and use a stool. Yeah. And we get free drinks. Got the hook up.
This really cool venue in Birmingham called Mama Rouge. I think that's how you pronounce it. I can't remember if it's Mama Rouge or something else. In the Digbud part of it's like where all the fucking cokeheads and shit would be near around that part of town anyway. But it's a really nice little venue. And like there's a balcony area that I remember like when I went to see Little Comet we were sitting at, and it was hella spicy. That's my story.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always tell when like, especially at the Norva, you can always tell when like certain bands have been in town. Like whenever they do the fucking ICP, like the fucking Insane Clown Posse people, literally they fucking cover everything in there gets wrapped in trash bags and duct tape. Because they spray like soda and people like throw alcohol and like people get into fights, and so they wrap everything in plastic bags and duct tape so that it doesn't get fucking gross.
It do be like that.
Yeah, it's. My sister got a beer dumped on her head one time. This drunk lady was like, "Oh my god, yeah, I'm having such a good time," and then my sister like moved in front of her and she was like, "Oh no!" It just right on top of her. Like, but yeah,
It be like that.
it do be like that.
Oh, I have a really sad story as well.
I'm ready.
So one time we went to a festival and there was like a big main stage and then like a small it was like in some kind of underground bunker thing, a smaller stage. It was called the Red Bull stage.
Oh, gotcha.
And so there was like this really big band, very famous here in Belgium, playing on the main stage. But me and my friends, we didn't really wanted to see them, so we thought to go to the small Red Bull stage, and we came there, and it was fairly big. It was like a space for maybe 200 to 300 people, but there were like maybe 40 people in the room. So we stayed for the concert because it was decent, so we stayed there. And the artist then came off the stage, and she came right to us, and she thanked us for coming to her
show.
To her show, because we were the only people who came to her show that weren't friends and family of her.
Oh no.
So the 40 people who were there were all family and friends, and we were the only people who came to see her show. So it was really sad.
Oh.
And then when she came to talk to us, there was like 4, 5, 6 paparazzi who came to take photos of us.
Oh.
And the photo of us and her was the main banner of the website for the festival for maybe 2 or 3 days.
Wow! Look at you!
Getting them connections going.
Connections. Hello, Traharek. Welcome.
Yeah, it starts like that, but
it was kind of sad, but really funny when you think about it
again.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you got to meet them, so that was cool.
Yeah. There's sometimes you'll be playing to a stage of no one sometimes, and maybe just the owner.
It'd be like that on stream sometimes. I'm just out here talking to myself.
Okay, I gotta leave the stream. I'm gonna make some dinner.
No, see you.
I'll stay in chat though.
Okay.
No worries.
Bye. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
Bye. I don't want to do all this.
Anywho, what about you, Sophie? How many concerts? What is your experience?
Well, I don't go to too many concerts, to be honest. Let's see, Minnesota or Minneapolis. I think Minneapolis hosts Irish Fest once a year, which is just this free event you can walk into. And a couple of my favorite Irish bands have played there. So like the High Kings. High Kings are really good, and our experience it was the full Irish experience. They got up and they started playing all the classics, and they play a lot of traditional songs and things like that. And then the sky opened up and it began raining, just pouring rain on us. And we're like, okay, yep, that's true to Ireland and all that. Yeah. And then in the middle of the song called "The Black Velvet Band," some guy who had been hitting all the whiskey booths and whatnot around the fair stood up and started yelling at them mid-song. And so very, very drunkenly, very belligerently. And so mid-song, they didn't even they barely skipped a beat in the middle of this song that they were singing. They're like, "Security, please." And then they just kind of kept going. And then we got to watch a drunk man get dragged out of the concert. It was amazing.
It do be like that.
Oh, that's crazy. Georgia said my parents used to take me to a world music festival when I was younger, but I haven't been to one by myself now that I'm older. It's definitely a fucking experience. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah. I love music from all sorts of different cultures. It's so much fun.
Yeah. The first time when I was in technically elementary school, I guess. It was maybe 4th or 5th grade. So I was 11 or 12, maybe 13, but probably 11 or 12.
Yeah.
My art teacher was she saw the most potential in me, and I was her favorite person on the planet. And so she called my dad and she was like, "Hey, I know her birthday's coming up. You can't do this in big cities in the US, but they live in a very small town. You could not ever do anything like this in a big city." But basically she called my dad and she was like, "Hey, I know her birthday's coming up soon. Would you be cool with her staying the night with me? And we'll go on a hike, and we'll go to this concert for this folk band that I think she'd really like. And then we'll do some crafts and I'll bring her back the next day." And he was like, "Yeah, of course, fucking go for it." And so I went across state lines because she lived in Vermont. Okay, across state lines with this woman. And we did it. She took me to, it's called Coon Mountain. And it's like this huge hiking trail, and we got to the top, and she had like the sparkling apple cider, like the non-alcoholic stuff, and like chocolate croissants, and I was having like the best fucking time ever. And then later on, we went to this like small, I don't even know what it was. It was just like we walked into this room, and there was this like tiny ass stage, and it was the first time I ever saw Nightingale.
Oh.
Like, yeah, yeah. Phil said if that's so weird, if a teacher would ask that over here, you would call the cops. Exactly, but because it's such a small town, and like everybody knows everyone there, like it's like everyone's pretty trustworthy, you know. And it's not like he didn't know where I was, like, you know, whatever.
He could see.
Yeah, and so like, you know, the whole. But anyway, so. That was the first time I ever saw the band Nightingale, who is like a folk band, and like I fucking love them so much. It's they're so good. It's if you ever want a good song, there's one called "The Hills McQueen" or "La Belle Rose" are both really good. But yeah, so that was and I'm like,
sound awesome.
Yeah, like I didn't ever really think about it until like later on when I went back to like a big city or like as I got older and thought about it, and I was like, man, that would not be allowed anywhere else. Like yeah, if you teacher asked that over here, you'd call the cops. And then Drahark said, I barely like my kids enough for all of this. I can't imagine a teacher liking a kid enough for it. I was like her favorite person because I was like everybody there. It's small towns are usually very like sports based, you know, like everything's always like called like football night and like JV and varsities and like basketball and like all these other sports, and it's like a very small town styling, or like cheerleaders and like that kind of thing. And there's not really a whole lot of like extra emphasis. Stuff for like the arts, right? Like there's not, if you're into music, then you're like expected to play in like the school band at like assemblies and games, but like very rarely do they have like things for kids who like to read or who like to do arts and crafts. Like there's not really any clubs. Like it's, you know, for when my 10th 11, I think, like for Christmas when I turned 11, my dad bought me a sewing machine, and I still have that sewing machine. And like I was one of the weird girls. Like my 2 other friends that I had were both also weird girls. And we listened to weird girl music, like alternative stuff, and we didn't like to run or play sports or have fun at PE. And it's like small towns like that are very like you either conform or you don't.
Well, I can definitely confirm that. I graduated with 42 people total.
Yeah. Doing hot girl shit. Thanks.
And the way that you could, like, we had actually some really cool like extracurricular programs that were not sports. But you could tell that they weren't favored because like those teachers, there's a whole debacle some years after I left where one of the teachers who was running like this National Science Bowl program where, you know, where kids would go out and compete, you know, on a national level on this like cool Jeopardy style science competition. And she was doing that, and she was doing, you know, some of the like less popular sports like cross country, and she was doing, you know, several of those, you know, Science Bowl things, and she was being paid less than the choir teacher, who was definitely a worse teacher than her.
Yeah.
And when she asked for a raise, she was denied it, and so she quit. And her job was filled by someone with fewer qualifications for more money.
Oh my goodness!
I was like, okay,
wow, everybody sucks over here. Georgia said, I always used to fall asleep at concerts. And then she said, doing hot girl shit. And then Phil asks, were you guys the weird girls doing fake horseback riding? No, we were not. That is a real thing. I don't know if you've seen that. There's like a TV show where there are competitions of like girls fake horseback riding. Yeah. And that is how you end up into a different kind of community when you're an adult.
That turned up on Wait, Don't Tell Me one time. It was like weird news quiz thing. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, there are people in the world who like to dress up in leathers as horses and pull other people also in leathers around.
Oh, I think that's different than what I heard.
Yeah, well, the girls who do fake horseback riding when they're young like that, they grew up to be those girls.
Gotcha.
Phil said I did compete in science competitions with school. All those extra activities don't exist here.
What the hell?
Yeah, no.
Hobby horse. I just did a quick Google of hobby horse racing. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's
gonna delete my history.
Yeah. You can also look up if you're so inclined, but again, beware of what you will see. So the other one, I believe, is called... Hold on, let me double check. I'm trying to figure out what it is without making it like without my computer being like, excuse me, ma'am, what are you looking for? Like
I'll do it. I don't give a shit.
Okay, hang on. It's like
actually no, like what if it's bad? Like then I get fucking...
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to
just for being born dead.
Valkyria 0818 said, are you talking crap about horseback riders? No, we're not. We're not talking about people who actually ride horses. We're talking about people who like to pretend that they're riding horses.
Hey, I don't know if too many cooks spoil the broth here, but I'm actually off work today, so I'm gonna say hi for a minute.
Hello.
Yeah. Fucking hop it in the
Oh,
soup.
okay. I remember what it's called. All right. It's called Pony Play.
Oh no.
Is what it's called.
I can imagine. Pony Play?
Pony Play, yeah. So type in Pony Play competition and then go to images. And it's...
I mean, don't even use competition.
That sentence is sounds like such a threat.
Yeah. So just watch out for that. Yeah.
So, baby Pelican Wyvrens.
Yes. Hello.
That's cool. What?
Nothing.
It's just...
Trying to get us not onto whatever we're talking about.
I assume
they look really good. I like them. They're very cute.
They do.
They're very cute,
they look awesome. Are they like the wyverns you fight when you
I don't think you're supposed to fight them. You're supposed to wait until you're supposed to like wait until the mom flies away and then like sneak in.
Oh, I'm killing them.
You see them and you realize, oh crap, I'm screwed because the mom's here somewhere.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers are chunky.
Yeah, they're so cute though. The little naked babies.
Baby birds just like they toe that line of like, oh god, you're so hideous, and oh my god, you're cute.
Yeah, they're yeah. Hello, Andrew. Though, how are you? How was your Valentine's Day?
Oh, good. We mostly church ended up being like a homeless like warming center or whatever it's called. Gotcha. And so we spent a lot of time there that we weren't planning on. And then we just came home and watched TV and movies and just hung out.
Nice. Phil said I had the fondue. Nice. Puma said my babies.
Oh yeah, fondue.
Yeah, We went and bought alcohol for my friend who's in quarantine.
Yeah. My baby's in here messing with my headphone cords right now.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I just hung with the homies. That's just how it be.
Kaz, I'm gonna send you a picture.
Hey, baby.
And it's
actually don't.
It's from what we were just talking about.
Like it's funny because like I see like I don't think Pony Play like ever came up during Pride. But, like you'd see people doing like a pet play, or, like
yeah,
like dress up as dogs, like specifically dogs at Pride.
Yeah,
you'd see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I expected nothing fucking less. Also, this man has no respect. Come on, look at that one overall needs to be fixed.
Oh, the strap.
Strap, that's the word. Thank you.
Yeah, it is a little wonky. To be fair, he is blindfolded though, so.
You can feel that SMH. This guy knows how to skin.
He's doing a lot of work. Okay, pulling her around like that. So like you.
I mean, I can imagine. Oh, this guy doesn't look like he's built for that, which is very rude of me.
He's doing a lot of work. To pull her around.
You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it on a bicycle, actually.
Yeah, no.
Because that completely defeats the point. Yeah, nah, he could stop for a hot second.
Yeah, I mean, he probably needs a break. Like,
my poor man. I mean, he probably likes it, so like I guess. Not my poor man.
I can't imagine the like tan lines that you would get if you were out all day in that and then had to explain to someone what the fuck you look like that for.
It do be like that.
Isn't Puma? Phil said I had the fondue, and then Brian said Grandpa Puma, and then Puma said yes, and Phil said, isn't Puma the guild's Bobby? And Puma said no. Explain. I think Puma is the youngest. I think that's why.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Little baby Poom Poom.
Little baby Poom Poom.
Little baby Poom Poom still hurts my.
He does not act like a baby though. Like Poom Poom's got a solid ass head on his fucking shoulders. He up there with Colin doing and stuff.
Trope with a child is it's like that.
Like I was listening to him do homework last night, and like that shit was fucking wild. Like him and Brian talking about like the fucking math that he was doing was like extra big brain, and like that's not. I will Thanks, Beth. That's a nice compliment. Yeah, you're welcome. Because, you know, that shit was hella impressive. I can't... Again, I went to liberal arts math when I was in college. Like, they tailored it specifically because they were like, if you're a liberal arts major, chances are you fucking suck at math, so we're going to make it easy for you. And I was like, thanks.
With the coloring sheets where, like, it's got little equations in them for the
yeah.
colors.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Just had to color in pie charts, you know?
It's the same with journalism. They're like, yeah, we kind of know you guys don't. You're kind of taking this measure to avoid the whole math thing. So.
Yeah.
I'm Bob out though. I'll see. Prep to plan. Pelican Wyvrens are looking stunning as always. I'm gonna head off. No worries. Nice to see you, Andrew. Shame we couldn't vibe about Pokemon at all today.
It's all good. Sorry, I'm entertaining my baby, but no worries. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah, I might be around in an hour or so. Or maybe two.
Cool. Sorry, my dog has a sweetie toy.
See you, Beth. Bye, chat.
Any of you guys played Valheim yet? Because that thing is blowing up.
Stop. I'm playing Pokemon Ruby.
You're playing Ruby?
Hey,
yeah.
That's my cord.
Nice.
No, that's not for you. Let go.
So good.
No, Ruby's awesome. I've been working on my. I've won 2 out of 3 competitive Pokemon battles so far.
You mean like with actual people?
Yeah, with Shield. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got wrecked as soon as I entered the second like ranking. I'm still in the beginner tier, but I just got to like the second like round of it, and I got wrecked just because of some dude's Umbreon. I'm not gonna go into details because there's no point, but
You're just gonna get upset.
yeah. Well, I could talk for too long, even with Kaz not here. But I'm like, all right, I need a game to play while I'm not getting my butt kicked in Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Like when you're playing, versus NPCs, generally what you can do if you're like not a strategist is just level up all your Pokemon until they just vastly outnumber, whoever you're against. Is that very much not the case when you're, up against real people?
No, when you're up against real people, you have to like have. It's much more about strategy.
No.
Yeah, because it evens your level out to 50. So even if you're level 100, it evens your level to 50, and you have to do EV training and IV. You don't have to do IV training or IV breeding and EV training, but if you don't, you will likely be at a disadvantage with someone who has, because unless they just have a perfect strategy. But like, because if you don't do the training, then your stats will be all whacked out and uneven, and it's best to specialize in just a couple stats. So it's hard because there's multiple builds for each Pokemon, and you don't know which one the other person's using until they use it and then crush you. And then of course there's some teams that just don't work as well against other teams. But it's the Pokemon meta is pretty not deep, but just like it's difficult. I don't know. Like you gotta really know your stuff, and I don't know my stuff yet. Yeah.
It sounds like it.
I would not last any length of time in that. That is,
Yeah, it sounds like you know your shit.
I know enough. I mean, like I said, I won 2 out of 3. It was just I'm bronze. It's like bronze medalist for sure. That's it. Bless you. We just took her out in the snow for the first time, and it was basically my wife's like 3rd time in the snow ever.
Aww.
It was cool, but we got out there and we're like, it's cold. We don't have gloves.
Why do we do this?
Well, she had to get pictures and.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Typical.
Poor baby's already got a cold, so we're like, let's get her back inside. I don't know. It was fun. Everyone's off work today here because it's Texas, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Like, what is this?
The world's ending. That's why Jen sent that picture this morning of her backyard. Yeah.
I think I mentioned that it was negative 26 here this morning.
Good God.
Oh my god. Okay, so
chill. That's just
right. You're like northern
Wisconsin,
US.
Yeah, we're like Siberia here.
Yeah. Well, I've been to Minnesota in the winter.
Yep.
I got family up there, and it'll get negative 26 though. I mean, that's cold for even there.
Yeah, that's
like
This is definitely noteworthy. We're all bragging about it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's been like this for like a week. Like we've had some negative 20 days. We've had some. I went on a walk yesterday in negative 9-degree weather just because that was the best weather we'd had in a while.
And that's the cold that like hurts when you step outside. You feel your pores like tighten.
It felt like I had a face mask and I had like goggles and things like that, and I was all bundled up, but like there's a little space between my mask and my goggles right in the middle of my forehead.
Oh no.
And it was like a nail being driven into my forehead.
It's so cold. Draharik said 2 + 2 = IDK number, and then Puma said 2 + 2 = what do you want? Am I a fucking scientist? And then Puma said, so cathartic to hear Texans freak out about snow, weaklings. I live in the city with the highest annual snowfall in America.
Which one's that?
I believe he lives like hella upstate, like near Canada.
Okay.
Oh yeah, dude. No, Canada's a whole other. So I lived in Illinois where there's like I get all 4 seasons, and so it's just as hot in Illinois, in southern Illinois, as it is in Texas. It just doesn't last as long.
Yeah, he lives in Syracuse,
New York. The cold is way worse. But then even the cold in Illinois is nothing like Wisconsin or New York or Minnesota. And then you look at freaking Canada.
Oh no.
Wow.
Draharik said, well, I just lost power. Oh no.
That might be hitting me soon.
I told Donnie was has had it out for a while, but he has a small dog and a lizard that he's trying to keep warm. And his fiance too is Hispanic and not down. I just imagine them all in like a puddle of blankets in the middle of like their room or their bed or whatever.
Got like some sort of like heating, like a terrarium for all three of them.
Yeah. Okay, bye Puma. He said he's gonna go get food. I'll be back for more compliments later. Draharik said it was a nice life. Glad I got to know y'all.
It's 17 degrees. Okay, that's not that bad.
What is it
For
right
Texas,
now?
that's like, oh my god, that's like record low.
Yeah.
But it is positive, so.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
It is. Oh, it is 1 degree today. How exciting! Oh, 2 degrees right now. How exciting! Celsius though. That's like 32.
And it's gonna be in a week. It'll be 69 degrees.
Hey.
Yeah. The low today is 13 and the high is 26. Yeah, and then it's like, supposedly Thursdays 20 and 35. But still.
Ooh, next Saturday is gonna be 14. Heat wave.
Nice. Heat wave.
Supposed to rain today though. Today and tomorrow it's supposed to rain, which is not good because that means all the snow that we got is just gonna be fucking ice packed. Like
Ice is the worst.
Yeah, thankfully we have a truck and we know how to drive in snow because my husband's from Wisconsin and I lived in New York for a while, so we're good on that front. But there are definitely people who here driving like from North Carolina who like never left the South, who drive like minivans and they're like, what do we do? And I'm like, don't leave. If you need something, let me know and I'll go get it for you.
Yeah. You stay here. You stay here, little one.
Yeah, right. Like pat, stay.
Yep.
It'll be all right. Yeah, no.
Yep, there's a definite skill to driving in winter.
Yeah, the best advice that I can give anyone who's like, but how do I do it? Don't use your brakes.
Yeah.
Don't use your brakes.
I do like the pump the brakes method where like, I just kind of like
yeah, just a little bit, but like don't, if you can coast through like a stoplight or like a stop sign, like California stop, just kind of roll through it, like do that if you can.
I have such bad habits about rolling stops because of the winter.
Yeah, like but you have to though, because if you do stop or if you try to stop and you like misjudge the distance and your car still has enough momentum, like it will slide through that fucking intersection more, like harder than you intended to. And like stop if you gotta stop, but like start a while back before you just fucking wing it. Like,
yeah. Do not plan on being able to stop immediately.
Yeah. Because I've seen that where people were going much faster than they should have been. And when they got to a stoplight that turned red, they tried to stop and they just kept fucking going. I'm like, be like that. Or one time, I was coming out of, I wasn't driving, I was in the passenger seat. We were coming out of a turn, like a left onto the main road from like a Walmart parking lot. And like the momentum of the turn like fishtailed the back of the car and we spun and it was so slow. It wasn't like a spin, it was literally just like wee. Like it was so fucking slow and I made eye contact with like 4 other people in other cars as we were turning and I was just fucking laughing hysterically because I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever experienced in my life. And we just did like
Yep,
a full 360 and then just kept going down the road. Like, you know,
I did that, except it only did me 180. It was
Oh.
like in a residential area, so I was like,
Gotcha.
you know, only going like 25.
Mhm.
And I was trying to turn down to a road,
Mhm.
and instead of doing a 90-degree turn, I ended up doing a 180. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm apparently going this direction now.
Yeah, right?
Cool.
Like, oops. The best way that I can explain it, I guess, is to anybody who lives in a place. Like, I know that they don't really do it in. Oh, I guess Andrew left. Bye, Andrew. The best way I can explain it is if you live. Oh no! Andrew's power went out.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh.
Brian was like, "It was nice knowing you all." Oh no!
Yeah,
They've all been
saving power
lost.
now.
Yeah, but so yeah,
You're kind of fuzzing in and out. I don't know if you're getting further away from your microphone.
Oh yeah, no, I moved a little bit. It did a weird thing.
Okay.
But yeah, like the it's not really as much in the US, I guess. Most places have just regular carts that don't have like telescoping wheels. Like the front ones do, but like the back ones don't, so you pretty much just like steer from the front. But in Europe, and if you're somewhere else that has this, if you have Colin says Texas is fucked. But if you know about grocery carts that have all four wheels that telescope, so you can literally just like move the whole thing in like one fluid motion, as it gets heavier, the more things that you have in it, the like harder that it is to turn. That's what it's like driving in the snow. Is like the best way I can explain it. You have to take a wider turn because it takes more effort to like get it around a corner. Like it's a real vibe. Colin, are you happy that you don't live? Well, I guess he's in California now. He was in Colorado, so I can't imagine that they're doing much better snow-wise.
No.
But California, are you enjoying the heat out there? Is it nice? Do you have snow? I don't know. That's funny though. LOL. Yeah, Donnie, Andrew, and Brian all have lost power.
Oh god.
Oh no.
We're gonna hear about this later on the news, and he'll be like, I saw it happening live.
Colin said Cali today is 59 and rainy. That's not too bad. I mean, it's lame that it's like gloomy like that, but
59.
Yeah, 59, yeah. I will say something that I do love about Germany is that we do have actual seasons here, which is something that I've never really experienced before. Like, it's either gone from like hot to cold and there is no in between, like, or it's like where it's been hot 99% of the time and then it's like cold for like 2 months, or it's been cold most of the time and then it's hot for like a month. Like there has been no crossover. But here,
or no like autumn or spring really.
Yeah. Here, we got here at the beginning of August, and as soon as it hit September, or like the middle of September, it was literally like one day it was in the 80s, and then the next day I woke up and it was like 60 degrees outside. And I was like,
dang.
what the fuck just happened? Like and like all of the trees like changed color in like a week, and I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like I was like, it's not January yet. What's happening?
Wow. Oops, excuse me.
It was crazy. It had like actual seasons and stuff, so I'm excited because that means we'll have actual spring. So
yeah,
that'll be exciting.
I mean, spring is kind of a lovely time of year. Like, it's kind of crap weather, but you can really appreciate it because you just came out of worse weather.
Yeah.
And I do like the smell of mud everywhere.
Georgia said, I'm gonna head out. The Wyverns looking so cute though. Thanks for hanging out, Georgia. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
They do look so cute though. They kind of look like vultures a little bit. like that very like naked kind of gross like skin bird.
Yep. I love vultures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, like the sunken pits and around the eyes, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, baby birds are adorable and gross in
Mhm.
equal measure.
Oh, and it's the little claws in the.
Yep, I made them stubby because yeah, I've noticed that like chicks they do not have like proper claws at this
Mhm.
age. They just kind of have like little soft nubs. Yep. Yeah, we used to raise chickens, and
Hello, Mango.
they would go through different phases. They would
Mhm.
have the oh my gosh, it's a little bundle of fluff, it's so cute,
Mm-hmm.
and then their bodies would start growing faster than their feathers came in, and they turn into these naked abominations
Yeah.
for like a few weeks, and
Yeah.
then they finally started to look like awkward teenage birds
Yeah.
with like feathers here and there.
Yeah.
they
Oh,
were
little babies.
and then if they were meat chickens, they never really grew their feathers in properly.
Yeah.
They just outpaced the rate of their feathers at all times.
Yeah.
And it turned into they just remained horrifying abominations their whole lives.
Forever.
Yeah.
I had a little baby chick. Her name was Helen. Well, in Virginia, you have to buy 6 of them at one time. You can't just buy like one chick. So
okay.
Yeah, so you can buy 2 ducks, but you have to buy 6 chicks if they're like at below a certain age.
Is this like a law, or is this more like a marketing practice?
No, it's like a law. Like you have to get 6 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a weird rule.
Weird rule. Anyways.
Yeah, so like if they're like I said, if they're above a certain age, then you can get like 1 or 2 of them and it's fine. But if they're like babies, like the pullets, you have to get 6. So
right.
We got 4 Isa Browns, and then we got a Cornish hen, and then I don't remember what the other one was, but it was black and it ended up being a rooster. And so when he got old enough, he went to go live on like an actual farm because you can't have roosters in the city limits. So my friend sent him to live with like her daughter on their farm in like South Carolina or whatever.
Oh.
But Helen, because she was a Cornish hen and not an ISO brown, she was picked on by the other hen, like by the other chickens, and they used to bully her until she literally committed suicide. Like my poor baby. She was my favorite. She was so fucking cute. Like, yeah. I love that thing that they do where they get to like perfect chick temp, where they kind of just like spread their little wings out and just kind of like slump down and like take a nap. Oh, that's
and they squint their little eyes and they spread their wings out.
Oh my god, it's so cute. Yeah, oh my god, she was so. I used to just like hold her like against me, and she would just like sprawl out in my hand, and I was like, oh, my baby. She was a cutie.
Yeah, I had a little a Banty, which are the like miniature ones for those who don't know. Her name was Della, and she was a little gray hen with like a rust red breast. And I spoiled her rotten. I would like feed her dandelion greens and things like that. And she would come running if I like cooed at her in a certain way. And she would sit in my lap and be like, "Okay, where's my treats?"
Right, like with my dog. Oh, babies are so cute. Okay. Yeah, we
oh yeah, go ahead.
We have managed to get almost all of our animals we got as babies. Well, Dodger was 7 months. Like my dog was 7 months, so he's a little bit different. But he was a dumpster puppy, but he's learned really, really well. Aside from the times when he like plays with squeaky toys or he's on my Christmas tree, but like aside from that, he's usually pretty good. But like my cats, I've had since they were kittens. Like Duchess, I got her when she was 11 weeks old. Bootstrap, yeah, you. I think we got when he was 11 or 12 weeks old as well. And they know what their names are, and if they're in a different room and I call to them, like they come to me. Like, if we're in here and I'm leaving and I tell them to get out, like, if I snap my fingers, I'm like, come on, babies, then they're like, okay, fine, and they'll leave. Like,
Wow.
yeah, my cats are, like, weirdly brain behaved. It's weird. But, like,
Yeah.
Bootstrap is super fucking vocal because when he was a kid, he didn't know how to meow. Like, we could see him opening his mouth, but, like, no sound came out. So we started to, like, meow at him to, like, make him realize... Oh, that's him right there. We started to meow at him to, like, make him realize that he needed to make a noise. And so then he did start meowing at us. And so we started meowing back to him. And so now... now, if he wants something, he just screams at you.
This is what I was taught to do when I want something.
Yeah, so now he knows. If he wants something, he just has to... like, and we'll be like, what? What do you want? But he does a pretty good job of, like, leading us to whatever it is. Usually it's his food bowl because he's a fatty. But
oh yeah.
Yeah. But, like, if we come home and he just...
We've got a big old male cat, a tuxedo cat named Max. And if you yell eggy bowl, he will come running because he likes to eat. Like, if you do scrambled eggs, you put the bowl down on the ground after you've, like, emptied out most of the eggs.
Gotcha.
He loves to come and lick up the leftovers.
The stuff, yeah.
Like eggs and dairy.
Oh. Yeah, Dodger is hella fucking spoiled, and feed him people food essentially when we eat. Like, I make enough for myself and my husband, and then I make a little bit more because he will also get a plate. So, like,
You're a little bit spoiled.
yeah, he a little spoiled. And, like, he gets, when we have people over, like, he gets his own bowl of chili, like, he gets his own fish tacos, like, he gets his own burger, like, hot dogs, whatever. And so he's also really good about, if you tell him, no, that's mine, then he's like, okay, I can't have what you have. And then he'll go to the next person and be like, can I have what you have? But yeah, so, like,
I was denied over here, so you look like more of a marshmallow.
Yeah. And, like, there are people he knows that won't give him stuff. Like, he knows my grandpa won't give him anything, so he doesn't ask grandpa. Like, but he'll sit, like, next to me or, like, next to my dad, and he'll just wait, because he knows eventually we'll give him stuff. Like, he knows that if he sits there long enough, like, he'll lay down and just, like, hang out, because he knows when I'm done with my food, I'm gonna put the plate on the floor. So he knows that, like, as soon as I give something to him and I'm like, for you. We did run into, like, we have some friends who have kids, and so I had to tell them, like, if you don't want my dog to eat whatever your kid has, don't let your kid give it to him. Because he will take it.
Which is very hard.
Like,
it's very hard because it's really fun for kids to give animals food.
Yeah. So I was like, if you don't want him to have it, like, don't let them give it to him, because I can literally put my whole hand in his mouth while I'm giving him stuff and he won't bite me, because, like, he's so soft-mouthed, and kids love that shit. And so they love to give him things, and he'll fucking take it. He's like, this is mine now, haha. And so then you end up with people being like, did you eat your sandwich? And they're like, yep. And then my dog's over here like, yum, 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 yum.
Yeah. My garbage disposal. Excellent.
And so I'm like, look, if you don't want him to have it, like, or if they feed their kids, like, put plates on the floor for their kids, I'm like, you're gonna want to put that on the table, because if you put it on the floor, that's, like, his signal that it's for him. So, like,
exactly.
Yeah. Like, I could tell him, no, that's not for you, but he's gonna stand there and stare at it until I tell him he can have it. Because he's gonna be like, can I have it now? What about now? Like, why do I have to, like, what?
It's clearly gonna be mine in a minute, so
yeah.
Why are you not letting me have it now?
Exactly. So.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's impressive that he has restraint even when it's in his, like, oh yeah, this is mine territory.
Yeah. He's really, really dumb, but, like, the things that he has been trained to do, he's like, got it. Like once he figures it out, then like he's good. Like I've mentioned multiple times on the stream that he's figured out how to open up his kennel, and I figured out how he's doing it. So we have one of those the plastic ones that have like the metal door, and you squeeze it to like pull the pegs out because it's got a spring inside of it, and you squeeze the little tabs to like pull the pegs down, and then it opens, right?
Right. That's very hard to get around if you don't have thumbs.
Yeah. So he learned how to undo the top part already. Like when he was a while ago, he learned if he puts his paw like through like his little toes, like through the hole, he can push it down enough as he pushes the door forward to unhook it from the top beam. And so that's why we had to make sure that we always hooked both the top and the bottom. But he hath now discovered that if he unhooks the top, he can also stick his little face through one of the bottom pieces and like push it with his face and just like kick his nose up, and it will push the bottom peg. And since the top peg is already unhooked, it will open the door.
Sure.
And I'm like you motherfucker. Like, and so he knows that he's supposed to be in his bed, but if he doesn't want to be in there, he'll be like, meh.
I gotta have the way out.
Yeah, like he'll stay in there when he knows he's supposed to be in there, but like if we leave for more than like an hour or two, then he'll get out because he's like, I don't want to fucking stay in here. Like,
there's no authority here.
Yeah, like he knew that the cats got wet food last night, and so he waited like 10 or 20 minutes because we fed him and we fed them at the same time, and he gets fed in his bed. So I put his food in his bed, and then we put him in his bed, and then I fed the cats, and he knew the cats got wet food, so he waited like 10 or 15 minutes and then left his bed, like got out of the kennel, went to the kitchen, stole one of the wet cat foods, and then went back into his bed. And I was like, you little motherfucker. Like,
perfect crime and all that.
I was like, look here, you. And he just kind of like, it's so funny to watch him pick things up like that, like, because they're like little cups. And it's so funny to like watch him just like pick it up and like walk off with it. I'm like he's so fucking dumb, but like he's so smart when he figures something out. Once he knows how to do it, like there's no fucking stopping him. It's just getting to that point. Like he didn't understand the concept of like giving us his paw. Like he didn't understand like what we wanted and like why we were grabbing his hand. He was like, what the fuck are you? I don't help. So when he finally figured out that we were trying to get him to give us his paw, and that when he did that he would get treats, we absolutely fucking regret that shit, because now he'll walk up to you and put his paw like on your lap and be like, I did it.
I need somebody who's a little Papillon. His name was Spencer, which is just the perfect name for a little Papillon.
Right.
They would reward him for going to the bathroom on his newspapers. They would reward him for that with treats. And he's like, well, clearly what they want me to do here is to go over to the newspaper. So he would go over and he would just lift his leg, not do anything, look at them, and then come back expecting a treat. And they're like, that's not really what we're rewarding you for, there, buddy.
He's like, loopholes.
Yep. He was a little stinker. I like Spencer.
He sounds like a cutie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did pretty good. Like he did really well. Coming over here, I was pretty nervous about it. Just because he'd never been on a plane before, and I wasn't really sure how he was going to handle going through the airport and going through security and like being on the plane and all that other stuff.
And yeah, I assume he was to be like away from you.
Well, no, he walked with me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he walked with me. And so I felt weirdly like proud of him. We got here in August. We've been here almost 6 months now. And one of my friends, she was flying back to the US. She was moving back, and she was taking her service dog with her. And he did what I was afraid Dodger was gonna do, and it made me like weirdly proud, even though it was like 6 months ago, because I was so worried that he was gonna go to the bathroom in the airport. Because like if you have like a service animal and they, you know, you take them on the plane, they have to hold it. And like if you the US is a little bit more lenient when it comes to like having bathrooms for your pets and like having carry-on animals. And just recently they like changed their rules about emotional service animals, or but not emotional service, but like emotional support animals, and like what kind of things you can actually bring on an airplane. But I was nervous that he was gonna like just not be able to fucking hang, and because it was such a long flight and stuff like that. So, but he did so fucking good. Like he did so good. In fact, he did so good that when we got here and got out of the airport and we were walking outside, he wouldn't pee like outside because there was no grass, and he was like, I know I'm not supposed to pee on things that aren't grass. Like so he just like wouldn't go, and I was like, no, bud, you've literally been holding it for like 18 hours, please go potty. Like and he was just like, I don't understand.
That's pretty good, well done.
Yeah, but I was nervous that like these guys look like they will be awkward flyers. Love it, is what Colin said. They are really cute though. I'm digging their little nubs. But yeah, there's and their little hair spooks, the little stray hair,
stubs of feather. Yeah, I think they're about done at this point. I can just kind of like futz with them for a while, but they're pretty much where I want them.
Yeah.
What I learned from the coral hydra is I did the coral hydra with not enough resolution, so it didn't have that like wispy, sketchy look I really wanted.
Gotcha.
So this file is much bigger than that.
Gotcha.
But it got the look I want.
Yeah, it's very cute. Will you be doing color next week, or do you want to work out something else next week?
I was gonna leave these guys black and white, so we could do some more. Yeah, we could do some more Pelican details. I've got another idea for the adult. We could do a like wing spread underbelly perspective, so you can see what they look like when flying. Or we could, if you've got ideas for more monsters that need doing, I would also be down to do that.
Okay. We have character art that needs to be done, but as far as like, I'm trying to think if we have any other monsters or any other things like that need to be done. I'm sure we do. Let me see. I can look at the list. Anywho, though, while I'm doing that, so basically her dog did what I was nervous that Dodger was gonna do. And she had gotten all of her bags checked in, and she was like walking along like in the front of the airport. Like we were between the counters where you check in and the doors to go outside, and he like pulled her for a second, and we both like looked back at him, and he had literally like pooped on the floor. Before she even got like into the airport. Like it had just like fallen out of him. And she like, we made eye contact and we were like, what do we do? So she grabbed like a piece of paper out of the folder that she had, and I like picked it up, and we just like went straight the fuck outside. And like it took him a little while to go to the bathroom outside, because he kind of did the same thing Dodger did, where he was like, there's no grass, what am I doing? But oh my god, like it gave me anxiety to be like, what if they don't let her take this dog? Like that shit was terrifying.
That sucks so much.
But I was just like, what if this little motherfucker like posts up and just like pees on a fucking pillar or something? Like I knew he wouldn't do it on the airplane because he wasn't gonna move anywhere. He was gonna stay like down on the floor under the seats. I was worried about when we were walking through the airport. that like, or if he like barked at another dog or something, which he did one time. And it was because this man had this like little fucking Shih Tzu thing, and we were next to like the little potty area. And they like we were sitting next to the potty area, like waiting for this other little dog to come out, and like because he would be like the most about other dogs, and I was trying to like avoid that. So I was waiting, and that dog saw us, and Dodger like barked one time really fucking loud, and I was like, excuse the fuck out of you, and he was like, sorry mom. And then they left, and like maybe 20 minutes later, all of a sudden I see that fucking dog come barreling down the hallway with no owner. It had escaped its harness to come back and like try to like sniff Dodger and like be friends with him. And he like all of a sudden I see the man like running behind it, and the dog like came up to us, and Dodger was just like, what the fuck is this thing? Like, and he was like, I'm so sorry, he escaped his leash, like and I was like, yo, that dog tried so fucking hard to get to us.
Yeah. Lost eye contact with your dog and decided to come back anyway.
Yeah, I was like, bruh. He had like a whole ass fucking thing going on, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
It was. Let's see. NPCs, monsters. Let me think. We have. How do you feel about a were-shark man person?
I'd be down to do that. My humans definitely have a very different look than other, the other artists you have.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what we end up with, but
yeah. So his name is Captain Longshanks, and
cool.
No, that's the wrong one. His name is Captain Snaggletooth, but they call him Snags, and he's got like you know that scene in Moana when like he's trying to like switch, and he gets stuck at like half man half shark.
Yep,
that's what he
looks like. Okay. So it's not like a seamless blend like the Zora in Breath of the Wild. It's more like, well, he's kind of half and half at the moment.
Yeah, he's like, fuck. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be down to work on that. That would be a ton of fun.
Yeah. So we can set that for next week then. Well, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So then I guess we can call today all set. Yeah, we did pretty good. We got like an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you everyone for attending. Would you like to promote yourself?
Yep. I suppose I am I am Sophie Cook. I go by the name Iron Tofu. You can find me on Instagram as Iron Tofu 42. There are links in my Instagram to my gallery website store thing as well. So, yeah.
Very cool.
And I draw monsters.
Yeah. Your commissions are open, yes?
Yes, they are open.
Yes, great. Earlier we had Kaz on. His Instagram is Kaz the DM. Andrew was here for a little bit. His is Drew from work. Colin kind of popped in a little bit. His is Family Fantasy RPG. I don't know if he's still here or not. And mine is The Golden Wife. We also have the Turtle Guild. And if you're interested in checking us out, or joining the guild, joining the community, this is the Discord link. Feel free to come hang out with us. Yeah, thanks everyone for vibing, as it were, as Kaz would say if he were here. And we will see you Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday morning for Morning Brew with Dr. Colin. Have a good rest of your day. And we appreciate you. Bye!